Purple Political Talk live stream. And yeah, so we're gonna get started. And before we get started, you guys can start commenting things to talk about. I just wanted to say that I posted an Alaska video today about the kind of my election night prediction, I guess we could call it. But something that ended up happening, unfortunately, was the fact that the video's not like letting you guys watch it. So that's unfortunate. So yeah, I mean, there's many things. So remember, I'm gonna re-upload the Alaska video later today, if not tomorrow, because I don't know, today's YouTube's just been glitching on me. Remember the time that Andrew Jackson and Richard Nixon won most of the states and still lost? What do you mean won? Oh yeah, I mean, technically speaking, if you're talking about what I'm thinking about, and then that's kind of old. Let me have to. I don't know what's going on with this. Hold on, subscribe. Let me re-update that. That's weird. Okay, this is kind of outdated, but Andrew, actually, that could actually happen. Did you guys know that it only takes 11 states to win the election? Like, even though you can only just win those 11 states, you win the election. So that's interesting. So I want to talk about something else. So today there's a channel on YouTube. I'm not gonna say their name, and they said supposedly that quote unquote California is going to go red because California, the Democrats would just say we're not gonna vote. So that's an interesting thing. So what do you guys think about that? So you remember that, and then also guys, remember, please um check out the video tomorrow. I'm going to put it out tomorrow so you guys can watch it, because I mean, YouTube's just been really glitchy with me the last couple of days. And I also wanted to thank you guys, actually. That we've actually been gaining. We gained almost 15, or actually almost 20 subs. No, am I lying to you? I maybe, hold on. No, we gained essentially almost 15 subs, which is crazy in the last day. So I want to thank all of you guys. So, yep. Yeah, so essentially the number of states that you win does not mean that you're going to win the election because of our friend, the Electoral College. Yeah, hi JJ, how are you? So yeah, I mean, there's many things going on. So I had a question from from Purple. What Senate races do you think will be closer than people think? It's kind of like sleeper races. So I honestly feel like right now, Alaska's a Senate race that a lot of people are sleeping in. That's I was gonna be talking about that in my video, but then YouTube decided to be super dumb, like always, and do that. So Purple, what Senate race? Okay, yeah. So I'm answering that right now. Alaska probably, and I would actually say there's not many. Kansas, a lot of people don't talk about. The mainstream media doesn't talk about Kansas. I am doing more election nights. If you haven't noticed the election night series, I'm doing 50 election nights coming to you probably in the next 50 to 100 days. It will be very interesting for you guys to watch. I'm going to do more full election nights after I establish my presence with the election night prediction series. But I'll definitely do a lot more election nights, JJ. Pete's political prediction. Don't worry. I mean, he always asks. So, how are you, Pete's political predictions? I haven't seen you in a long time. And guys, I mean, it's interesting. Today we have 8 people right now, and for some reason the sub goal thing is being glitchy, and it's for some reason showing something that is not. So, I'm going to have to fix this. Go to widget settings. You guys are gonna have to give me a second so I fix it so it's pretty accurate. And guys, also, there's many cool things, like cool video ideas. So, can you please or can you please tell me some cool video ideas you have for the future? So, would you guys like me to see more election nights? Do you like the election night series I'm starting? Actually, no. I have to give credit to UEP. That was his original idea. I just kind of used it, and he told me I could. So, yeah. Very interesting. No, I'm not currently. Okay, hold on. I'm looking right now at the sub thing, so the sub thing kind of updates because it's really laggy right now. Because I'm not currently at 219. That's just wrong. And then, anyways, I'm just gonna keep that the same. Who cares? Thank you. I'm doing very good. Woodrow Wilson, after winning nearly every state east of Mississippi except Oregon and South Dakota. Gunner, you know that there's many scenarios. There's many like scenarios of like election nights that have happened in the past, and definitely some of these presidents in the past he's always on west of Mississippi. JJ, what's happening to the subscriber election? Yeah, I mean, essentially, I'm doing it, but I'm still like working on it because it's a large process. Which theme do you start off with on Keynote, and which one do you suggest I use? Mr. Peabody, by the way, from welcome to the channel. I mean, I've only seen you around the last couple of days in the comments and things like that. I think this is your first time at a live stream that you've commented, and I really want to thank you for coming. And which theme do you start off with on Keynote? So, um, if you're talking about the themes that it gives you pre-made, I would use the blank one. That the blank ones just really give you guys a big template. I'm thinking of doing a template video about how to make your template, but I would recommend if we're talking about like the election themes, I would try to use the easiest to make definitely is MSNBC or NBC. Those are easy to start off because those take a lot less work. If you want to go up a little bit of a notch, you can do CNN. And I mean the CBS theme is not that good. And the Fox theme is okay. I mean like that. Yeah. So that's a thing you guys have to look for and to do that. I mean the election nights are easy to make. It's just you just have to put in a lot of time. And I recommend don't start off like a lot of people that just do every single slide individually because a lot of people just they do every single slide individually, just copy and paste. So, JJ, yeah, I'll be happy to answer your questions. So, it's gonna work like I'm just gonna do like a video like announcing, maybe just a PowerPoint announcing. So these are people running. So then you guys fill up another poll. You guys vote, and we have a winner. So I guess honestly, I should have designed it a little better, but by design, it's just you guys are judging off each other's their I mean, if you chose their slogan, so I bet everyone put a slogan. Generic CNN theme. I mean, the generic CNN theme is good. It's okay. It's probably the one if you're looking for like on YouTube. The best one is usually CNN. But here's this: don't use the same election night theme every single time. Try to innovate, so that helps you, cause then you're going to be able to do a lot more things. And honestly, making your first election night will take a long time. So if you're like, oh my gosh, it's take a long time. Because election nights, believe it or not, take a long time to make. I don't know if UEP's probably still here. UEP, can you please tell them how hard to make election nights are in the chat? So honestly, I mean, there's many cool things with election nights. You just have to like be able to manage them correctly and do them correctly. I'm gonna try to upload the video right now. I am like, so maybe you guys can see it, but I've uploaded it like 2 times already, and unfortunately YouTube is just deleting it. So, yeah. So guys, I also wanted to ask you something. What do you think what do you guys think about the last podcast episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys find it interesting? Yep, UEP, it's super hard. So, guys, if you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, we do a podcast. So me and my friend UEP, we do a podcast. So we talked about politics, and I kind of already forgot what last week was about. What was last week about? Oh yeah, the 2024. So it gets repetitive. Just do that. So yeah, the graphics are really important. So if it takes a little bit more time later, I mean, just start off basic. Go on, and there's like a lot of people who have done election night tutorials. I really want to do one for you guys because I know that could really help for a lot of people. And I mean, it's you just have to learn the basics, and then from there it's a breeze. Class of 2020, long time no see. How are you? I mean, no, I think I saw you today during the premiere, but how are you, anyways? Yeah, we talked about 2024, right? So it's a very interesting podcast, and there's many different things that we're doing there, and yeah, Pete is a hacker. JJ, do I know about that? Probably not. A lot of people have said you are a hacker, JJ. So I mean, there's many good things to do with election. You just have to know how to manage the graphics and how to do them well. That kind of came out weird. It's actually, guys, I really actually like going live. It's actually really fun, talking to you guys, and I think that's what I do on my Tuesday evenings at this point, at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Happy about the Red Sox winning. Oh, so they're doing the baseball games again. That's interesting. Who's your favorite sports team? That's an interesting question. Who steals your data? What? Wait, how am I a hacker? Pete's political prediction. Just ask JJ. AOC starts a progressive party and wins it. That actually, I think that could happen. It's ridiculous, guys. You guys don't hack. It's ridiculous. I mean, why are you guys fighting between comments? Like, if people start talking nonsense, they're probably just gonna get blocked by YouTube. Not even me. I don't care, but YouTube's probably gonna block you. AOC starts. Gunner. That's actually a very interesting scenario because I've said that could happen. AOC, Bernie, even Bernie, because Bernie's pretty conservative for that side of the Democratic Party. But them, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, those people could easily just go out and just start another party. So essentially, it's going to become progressives against everyone else. So that's going to help the Republicans slash the new Republican Democrats win. I feel like AOC won't win California. Okay, sorry for my singing, guys. Guys, also wanted to do I think John James will run? What do you mean by run? Like in 2024? And for what? Because running could be for anything. I could run to the supermarket. I can run down the street. I can run for president. So be a little bit more specific. You know what? There's actually many different types of running at this point. And there's many different elections that you can run for. Guys, so do you have any questions? Oh, by the way, also, guys, I wanted to announce that this weekend I'm going to be leaving you guys with some pre-recorded videos because I'm going on vacation. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave you guys with some pre-recorded videos. AOC can win a few counties, yeah, but not like completely. For president, I don't think so. JJ, he doesn't have a big of a profile. Yeah, maybe a few scattered counties. That's right. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to go into the live stream through my iPad so I can look at the chat because sometimes it's not. Yeah, there it is. You're right. Maybe just a few scattered counties. I mean, essentially, the Democratic Party of the future. Let's talk about the future of the parties. I honestly think the Republican. We talked about this in our podcast episode, essentially last week, about 2024. If you haven't, guys, checked it out, please go do so now. I mean, it's a good video. But I honestly feel like, the future of the Democratic Party is not the AOC. And I'm gonna quote Senator Tammy Duckworth on this one. The progressive movement is literally just like the future of the Democratic Party in the Bronx. So I think she meant more like the future of the Democratic Party in all areas, where in all like urban areas. Essentially, that's what it is, because the suburbs are going to start going against the Democratic Party, because we're becoming a little bit more radicalized. BP for Nikki Haley. Is JJ Holmes a hacker? I don't know, Ronald. Why don't you ask him? Sorry about the silence. I'm just quickly answering a text. I've been hearing that from multiple people. Some people have been saying it. Do I completely trust it? I don't know. Do I completely think he's a hacker? Don't know either. John James. He's an interesting guy, Honestly, hey, Progressive Rising, how are you? Um, Unfortunately, the video you commented on, I had to delete it for YouTube is not letting me post it. I don't know because it doesn't allow me to. It's something with a glitch with YouTube right now. I'm gonna re-upload it so you guys can comment and like do watch the video like normal people because YouTube has been making things very weird. Think about Bill Clinton getting elected with winning 46. I mean, hasn't that always happened? You know, if Joe Biden wins the presidency, I think Neptune here makes a very valid point that if Joe Biden wins the presidency, that might just be like the complete kind of killing of the Democratic Party as we know it. Because then you're gonna have to when it comes to 2024, it's gonna be the same thing in 2020. And who knows? Maybe the Biden administration will do better. I'm gonna be honest with you and be quite frank. I don't see like how a president would materialize. Not saying that he's not going to win because if we're looking at facts and stuff, we're looking at a Biden victory rather. But my gut feeling, I mean, it's not my political predictions or not who I want, but what my gut tells me is that I think Donald Trump might win the presidency. Now, I mean, statistically and everything else, analytically, yeah, Biden's right now the favorite, and I'm not going to argue with that. That's what I think in my predictions. But I don't know. I just have a feeling, I don't know, a weird feeling that Donald Trump might be able to give us a surprise there. Who's saying that I hack? No one is. Oh, someone's calling me. I'm sorry. Yep. Florida is trending Democrat. Actually, Progressive Rising, that is not true. Um, that's a very big misconception. So a lot of people think that all the swing states are trending Democratic. The state of Florida, yeah, I mean, it's having one of those instances. I mean, trending is not the same as flipping ones. So, in the state of Florida, it's probably going to flip ones for right now, but it's trending the Republican Party, and the Republican Party has made major gains amongst Latinos in the state of Florida. So, I wouldn't say Florida is technically trending Democratic, but if you look at it like specifically for this election, yeah, it is. I bet Biden will win. I went Trump in 2016, and a lot of us are starting to go for Biden. That's a big thing to notice. I think, honestly, it's very easy to assume that a lot of people are just flipping from Trump to Biden. But also, you guys have to consider that there's a group of people who are flipping from Hillary, technically, from Trump to Trump. The last time I voted Democrat was Jimmy Carter in 1976. Now I will vote for Biden. Republicans win the presidential election between 1860 and 1932, except you're right. But Progressive Rising, that is a valid point. But look, I think honestly that there's going to be long periods of. I mean, technically speaking, the 19th century, or not 19th, the 20th century, because that was last century, was pretty much dominated by Republican control. This century is probably going to be Democratic control, but it might be interesting to see. How are people still elected with a minority of popular vote without electoral college? I mean, they are. I don't get what you're saying. Because they still got a minority of the popular vote. I mean, of the electoral college. Well, I mean, that's just a flaw of the electoral college. First person my father voted for was Jimmy Carter in 1976. That's very interesting. Like, I mean, it's also interesting to see how people, when they develop in age, they vote a lot differently. JJ, I don't have, I can't do election nights too much right now. It's a little bit hard for me, like, to do a lot, but I'm gonna try to the most I can. And yeah, and guys, I want you to remember that if you guys have any requests or you guys wanna email me for like any reason, you guys can email me at the email that's in the description of this video. Yeah, you're right. Progressive Rising. This century could be the Democratic control century. Just thinking about it, it makes sense. I mean, the Democratic Party has been gaining a lot of control, a lot of power in all of these places. Yeah, but I mean, remember, it's two different scenarios right now. We had a point where Jimmy Carter was a Democrat to win Texas because, I mean, he was a Southern Democrat. Um, but remember, it's also very, very different. Um, because as of right now, I would say that the state of Texas is looking for a different person. Something that is sad is that if it does something bad, it most likely lose. I mean, I'm going to say something right now. This sounds a little far fetched or stuff, but I could honestly see something like this happening. What if, like, I mean, the Obama administration, if you just think about it, was a very quiet administration. That could mean either they were really good, or my theory that, I mean, it's not my theory because, like, I don't really believe it to its core, but it could possibly happen, or they were just really quiet about the bad things they do. Remember, all politicians, if not most, are bad. Um, but, like, remember, I honestly feel like the Obama administration had like all administrations have scandals. I think Biden's going to have a big one, and that might be a little bit like of the makes the election a lot more even floored, but that could happen. Again, probably not going to happen, but it's a possibility. UP, you're definitely right. It could be, but like the conservatism will never die. Hey, Polita talking. How are you? Jimmy Carter, Alabama. Yeah, because remember, Jimmy Carter was technically what a Republican is today. Jimmy Carter was technically a Democrat. No, technically a Republican today. So, guys, I also wanted to bring up the topic of California, and I talked about this earlier, but now there's a couple more people. So, there's someone on YouTube that says California might go red. So, I think it's like the same thing as saying that I don't know, the state of Texas will definitely go blue. I mean, that one has a little bit more of chance, but it will go blue because Jimmy Carter won there in 1976. So this person, they have a theory that, like, their logic was that, I don't know, in California, Democrats would just say, I won't go vote there, and I won't go vote for Biden because he's definitely going to win. And his theory was that, I guess, 3 million people wouldn't go out and vote. So what do you guys think of that? Do you think that theory is valid or no? I do definitely Pete's political predictions. I wish I could give a love to that comment if it was in the comment section. What do you mean, like, you can see the same? It's because remember, I'm a little bit on a delay from what you guys are seeing. Would I say I'm a smart man? Yeah, I would. The October surprise. Look, the October surprise is something that I think honestly has been happening this whole year. From the attacks on Iran and kind of the like retaliation threats and stuff like that. That was an October surprise, quote unquote. The coronavirus was definitely like an October surprise. I mean, the election was expected pretty much to be contested and fully down to the wire. But with coronavirus, like, that has like gone out the window. And coronavirus has caused many other things like the protest. I would say that honestly, the protest wouldn't be a thing if coronavirus wasn't a thing. So yeah, I mean, there's many things that affect the election, and the October surprise is one of the big ones. But yeah, remember when we were scared about World War III? That was ridiculous. I mean, that was essentially. I mean, there was a couple times I think in the last 4 years, or even actually more. I think was it before the election? I think it was after the election where like the North Koreans were like threatening the Americans like crazy. I think it's ridiculous that we have to be scared about World War III. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, we just got a new subscriber. I can't see who that is. But thank you if you just subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm probably going to see that right now pop up. I'm going to shout out the person who just subscribed. California going Republican. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I said. So thank you, Gabe Torres, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you did. And yeah, so you were saying that California going Republican. Yeah, maybe another time. This person's logic was pretty much because people won't vote. Do I believe it? Probably not, but who knows? That's true. UAP, you're definitely right. So it's a thing where like the things just hurt the party that's technically in power. What is it? Look, Ebola hurt the Dems. 2016 Comey hurt the Dems. Now 2018 Mubarak hurt the GOP and hurt the GOP. Hey PPT, are you offered? I remember you offered a giveaway about 2 weeks ago. Is now the time? No, I said that when we reach 500 subscribers, I was going to do a giveaway. I already did a giveaway. If the audio is low, okay, hold on. Let me turn on the audio of the microphone. Okay, guys, is this no? That's too loud. Guys, is this better? I think I fixed the audio. Um, Honestly, California will never go red. Maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration. There's always that possibility, but I mean, still there is that possibility. So who knows what might happen or what might not end up happening. And guys, I really want to thank you guys because I think I just reached 243 subscribers. It's crazy how fast we've been growing lately. What do I think of LGBTQ rights? So I mean, they should be respected like the rights of everyone else in this country. Um, but I think honestly, there's like the reservations with what a lot of people think. I'm pretty like moderate on this shit. Like I don't really care. I mean, whatever their lives, they could do whatever they want, and they shouldn't be, um, you know, I guess they shouldn't be attacked for it. And another thing I wanted to address, and I find it very bad. And if you're a Democrat, please listen up. And if you're like a Democrat, because recently, what ended up happening was I've been seeing a lot of people that are supporting Donald Trump getting berated and stuff like that. It's a thing where it's kind of embarrassing as a nation. I'm unbiased. I'm independent, so I really don't care. So I honestly feel like a lot of people are getting like misjudged and getting prejudiced for if they're getting prejudiced for just supporting Donald Trump. So a lot of people are getting kind of hard to hear. I'm really sorry. Hold on. I have to put up the volume on my microphone. I think it is. Yeah, my microphone's a little better. Can you guys hear me better? Yeah, that's better. So sorry that I have to lower my audio sometimes because I don't know. Thank you guys for telling me. But I was talking that a lot of people are there's a lot of people that really are getting berated and they're getting like technically bullied for like liking Donald Trump. And I don't think you shouldn't be kind of hated for that. I mean, I honestly feel that's unfair to Trump supporters. So I think it's fair enough. I mean, the Democrats, I feel like sometimes, especially like the younger Bernie side of the party, those are the people that do it the most. And I think that's unfair. I just want to bring up the issue because that's something that is happening here in the United States. I just wanted to talk about it. So, well, LGBTQ members that vote for Trump, I guess they're voting for other things because, I mean, I don't think Donald Trump's the most friendly with them in those issues. Oh, stop hacking. Guys, stop with the nonsense, please. Come on. Let's talk politics. What do you mean I offered to give you about 2 weeks ago? I said when we reached 500 subscribers. LTP, now that you're here, I wanted to give you the opportunity to give us like your reasoning for California because I'm still very confused when it comes to the California and why it is currently for the Republicans in your opinion. So I just wanted to hear what you had to say about that. Gunner, I'm not saying that anyone's harassing anyone, but it's just that I'm just seeing that a lot of people have been harassing Republicans, which I think no one should be harassed for their political beliefs. That's full out of the line. I mean, why does politics have to be so toxic? I mean, it has to mean it is, but, I honestly feel with the LGBTQ plus rights, the like I think it's very unfair for a lot of people, the way they're treated. But I mean, it should be a thing where like it's not also a thing where the government should be kind of like, because there's problems that come with it a little bit, especially when it comes to the birth of next generations and stuff like that, because then you will lose like probable next generations. But other than that, I mean, there's no big problems, and it's just people just being prejudiced and things like that. Gunner CC Trample 2020. You know, Montana. Now that you bring that up, Pete, that's actually very interesting. I've heard a lot of people um, have been they're not gonna vote down ballot in a lot of these races. Let's talk politics. I answered your question. The giveaway is 500 subscribers. I said I announced it 2 weeks ago, but I said it was at 500 subscribers. There was a newspaper that declared you a hacker. That's probably false. So yeah, guys. I don't think people should be surprised that all people who brag that they own the libs might be getting hard time from the libs. I mean, somewhat true, but Pence is radical. I would say Pence is a radical Republican. And that's going to hurt him. So, for those people that are interested in the 2020 presidential, or 2024 actually, looking forward, Pence would be a horrible candidate. I mean, he's like, yeah, I am. Sorry, I'm getting notifications if you're hearing that. So yeah, Gunner CC. Look, right wing extremist. What I mean, I think the two extremes of the parties today. I would say the Rashida Tlaib side of the party. AOC, that's an extremist Democrat. Mike Pence is an extremist Republican. And considering, I mean, Donald Trump is a lot more liberal than Mike Pence. I mean, his economic policies they're pretty conservative, but some of them are a somewhat more modern day Goldwater. Yep, two people just said it. Modern day Goldwater. I feel honestly that do you guys think painting Bernie the next FDR, is that a fair classification? Because I don't think he's the next FDR. I think he's something completely different. Which was the first? Wasn't that? No, it was in 2000. The first is 1860. Okay. I mean, this election. You're right. Let me look back to my electoral history. Yeah, you're right. 1860 was the biggest. That was the first election of Lincoln. Or wait, no, I might be lying to you. Or was that? I don't remember. But it's probably gonna be a big election. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the election's a lot smaller than people think. We thought that the primaries were gonna be this huge thing full of fireworks, a very long primary season. And, sorry, and it ended up being what, 3 weeks, like in election, like real election time. The election of 1824 starts the Democratic Party. Yep. So I mean, this election is going to be a lot different to ones in the past, and I mean, in real modern times, we haven't had an unpopular person going for re-election. Because, I mean, by the time Bush became super unpopular. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of vote splitting back then. I forgot which election it is because, like, I don't remember the elections by history. But, I remember there was one party that they tried running 5 different candidates thinking that that would be better for them. But essentially, they just split votes everywhere. And another interesting thing is that before, campaigning was literally just sat there and um, people are supposed to come to you, or like no one even campaigned, earlier time. 1964 was pretty interesting. I think in recent history, the most interesting election obviously is definitely 2000. Then I would say probably the election of the Clinton Perot Bush election was also pretty interesting. And earlier than that, I would say the 1960 or 1964 elections were also very interesting. Well, 1964 wasn't that the election where? Yeah, if I'm right, that was the election of LBJ, the Whig Party. No, I don't think it was the Whig Party. Guys, so I'm gonna post a video I think after the live stream of the video I posted about Alaska, but it's just for some reason not letting me stay on the YouTube like thing. I don't know. It's always deleting itself, so I'm probably gonna have to re-upload it for you guys. LBJ versus Goldwater. I mean, essentially that has become the yeah, I mean essentially that's the new I guess today equivalent probably would be a Sanders versus Pence. 1992 was interesting, yeah, of course. That was the most interesting election in a long time. Who would you vote for if you were allowed to vote? Oh, if I was allowed. I would honestly, I would be very torn at this point in time. But I would say I would vote for. It's hard, hold on. I mean, there's major benefits to both candidates. If I were a voter, I would definitely just vote on the foreign policy of the United States, because that's something I value dear with my background and what I've been through in life. And I would say Donald Trump would probably have a lot better foreign policy compared to the foreign policy of Joe Biden. And I honestly feel like Donald Trump has a stronger view on some things that need to be addressed. Of course, healthcare and things that Democrats have a lot better views on. But I feel like Donald Trump has some little things that I don't know, because both candidates for me are pretty equal right now. Donald Trump is a little bit more of the benefits. Goldwater is a right-wing Ocasio-Cortez. Exactly, that's exactly what he is. Wait, also 1964, wasn't that the riots in the convention for the Democrats? Yeah, that was here in Miami. So, yep, I remember that. I mean, not that I was alive then, but like, I remember reading about it and learning about it. So Donald Trump, yeah, essentially, so Donald Trump. I mean, at this point, both candidates are equally like right now, but I would vote for Donald Trump at this point, just for some of the like his major like minor policies. FDR versus Ronald Reagan, I think FDR would have easily well. Okay, so we're talking 1936. The U.S. Well, 1936, we were leaving the Great Depression. No, that was Herbert Hoover. Ronald Reagan, I think, would have been a good candidate for 1936, just because of economic policies. Because, I mean, FDR's policies, they worked afterwards, after he, like, they were in, like, implemented. Yeah, James, I live in Miami, I don't care. I honestly feel like, historically, there's been very few close elections. Yeah, you know, that's true. There could be a chance for voter fraud. I mean, and like not like Donald Trump could say that, but it would be a valid excuse. But it could definitely happen. So guys, we are like almost 15 minutes away from the end of the live stream. So guys, can you, if you want to talk about introduce topics and stuff, do you guys like these live streams? Do you think I should do them weekly or maybe just bi-weekly? I think I really like it weekly, but I wanted to get your guys' input into this. You know what's going to be a big thing in this election, and it's going to be voter suppression. That's a thing a lot of people will have to look into. Yep. That is important. I think early voting will be a big thing this time around. But I think maybe, like, I mean, the coronavirus will change how we live our lives for absolutely everywhere. I mean, everything is going to be changing. So, essentially, it can be weekly or bi-weekly. I think I kind of like weekly, but sometimes I'm going to have to reschedule. I think if I do it, like, bi-weekly, I can work around the schedule. Yeah, I mean, voter suppression is a given. Now, I feel like it's very unfair again for the Republican Party. Looking at an unbiased point of view, I feel like honestly, Republicans right now are being they're making themselves look, and like the Democrats are definitely capitalizing on this. How the Republican Party is now being villainized in U.S. politics. I wouldn't say that the Democrats are too, I mean, they're not too fair, I mean, with voter suppression. A lot of people think that Democrats are completely immune from voter suppression, but, like, let's be completely honest, they gerrymander as well, and they do a lot of these different things, which end up affecting our American politics. That's true, I mean, that's already an example. Well, no, in Florida, what I heard was gonna happen is that they modified the thing, so now it's like the people who are felons that want to vote, they have to like have all their like court fines and like their all their court fines are like the things like they have to pay for like their crime paid off before they can register to vote. It's because guys, I think remember you also are looking at ideological beliefs. Some people well, progressive rising. I mean, everyone gerrymanders at this point. I mean, governor's races at this point will be a big thing. No, probably not. It's trending more Democratic based on the 2016 election. Because, I mean, 2016 was very close in the state of New Hampshire, but still, you know. Guys, I think I'm going to have to go early today. I think I might just go at 9:35 because I have something very important at 9:40, so that I need to go for. But I'm just going to give you the last couple of minutes. I'm really sorry. I'll make it up to you guys. I'll do an extra 10 minutes for next week's live streams. Because I actually have to go a little bit early today. So 10 minutes, I'm going to have to take away from this live stream. I'll give you two guys back next week when I do 10 more minutes. I just want to announce a couple things. I mean, the video, look out for that. I'm reposting it because YouTube is being super dumb. What else? Pretty much, I'm going on vacation on Friday, so you're gonna be left with the pre-recorded videos. They're gonna be really good. I think I'm just gonna do a couple election nights. Leave you guys with that. So you guys already have that already there. So you guys don't have to worry about not having content, because I really want you guys to have content, and I want to keep the community growing. Also, guys, if you would like to join the Discord and chat with like everyone about from Purple Political Talk, please go do so. That's a great opportunity to chat with each other and stuff like that. So keep that all in mind. YouTube wants to know your location. Probably likely. But yeah, so I'm going to go in like a couple minutes. My first reveal is going to be when I reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm actually really excited for that. Trump had the all week until called on the 14th. True. I honestly feel like Donald Trump is going to start losing a lot of support for some of the things he says. So guys, I'm gonna go. But I'll see you guys next week for our live stream. And yeah, so I'm gonna thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, comment on the video, and I would really would appreciate it. So I hope you enjoy the video, and good